Joining us, we have Paul Dennett, a podcaster from Australia, Nigel Walker from Gorilla Cricket UK, and Chetan Narula, a journalist from India. Guys, thank you so much for joining us here on Emirates Match Point. I'll start, Paul, with you first. Now, going by New Zealand team's performance today, do you think they are suffering from a IPL hangover or a T20 hangover? And will that affect their performance going ahead into the 50-over matches?
Well, Tishay, I actually think that playing in the IPL may be the best preparation for the Champions Trophy. The intensity and the focus and the pressure in T20 cricket is such that after a long IPL campaign, players, I reckon, have probably had their games taken to a new level. They arrive in England and suddenly get a full 50 overs and the luxury of playing themselves in if they're batsmen. And I think that it's going to be a huge advantage for everyone who played in the IPL. I'm delighted that so many Aussies did. The one player that I might have a concern about in terms of being able to handle the format change is Glenn Maxwell. And I do hope that someone sits him down and says, hey, Maxie, you don't have to approach this like it's a T20. You've got oodles of time. Play it like it's a test match, if anything, and you may well end up being player of the tournament.
Well, they do have their differences as formats. But Nigel, let me come to you and ask you, do you think that the players have some kind of hangover moving from T20 cricket to ODIs, that is your 50-over cricket?
In answer to your question, no, I don't think Australian players or Indian players or for any other matter, any other players from any other country will suffer from playing the IPL. And I think, in fact, it's the opposite. I think the T20 has greatly improved players' skill sets and ideas of what can be scored in very short periods of time. And so hence you see teams now cruising for the 30 overs, keeping wickets in hand, and then they want to go large, and they've got big power hitters in all the way up to number 8, and scores of 200 in the last 20 overs. That's quite extreme, but 160 in the last 20 overs is not beyond the pale at all. We can see what happens in the T20, and so they believe that that's possible in ODI cricket. Similarly with bowlers, you know, death bowlers have developed all these new ways of bowling at people and trying to stop them from scoring and being able to bowl dots, and that's transferred. I mean, I've seen it in the English players. I think Stokes, Wokes and Buttler and Billings to a certain degree have all improved massively for playing in the IPL and seeing all these other specialists in that form of the game and transferring it to the other forms of cricket. And I think it's great for the game of cricket myself. I expect a great tournament, some big scores, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Nigel, I'd really like to agree with you on this, but New Zealand clearly didn't show any application and they clearly suffered from that IPL hangover. That's what it seems. But Chetan, what are your views on this?
No, I don't think so. I mean, for the last 2 months, the Indian bowlers have been preparing in a way that they don't give away too many runs, and at the same time, they're able to attack the batsman and take as many wickets as possible. So that has been good preparation for them in the IPL. The only factor here in England is that they will have to adjust their line and lengths a bit, and the prime example from this game we saw was Hardik Pandya. He had to adjust his, he was facing some difficulty in his line and length. So that is the big adjustment, big challenge ahead for the Indian bowlers. And I think it will be a bit bigger challenge for the batsmen because they played on flatter tracks back home. But that's the adjustment that they have to make when it comes to playing in England.
Well, I think we can all collectively agree that even though the climatic conditions are different and your playing conditions are different, at the end of the day, it's all about mental adjustment because it is cricket. Thank you so much for joining us, gentlemen, on Emirates Match Point.